everybody, Mariana with Three Peaks Classroom. In today's video, I want to show you how to make a Pisinka from start to finish with traditional colors and symbols. So in my last YouTube video, I talked about the different traditions and the history and the symbolism behind many different kinds of Ukrainian Easter eggs, and not just the Pisinka. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I'll link the video below and you can watch that. Also, at the end of this video, I'll be sharing a little giveaway, so stay tuned for more information about that. And just before I begin, I just wanted to share with you my little Pisinka booklet that I've put together for your classrooms. It's tailored for grades 3 to 6, but it's a little lesson on everything that you need to teach about the tradition of the Ukrainian Pysanka. So it starts off with talking about different kinds of Ukrainian Easter eggs, and then it talks about the different colors, traditional and non-traditional colors. Talks about the symbols that you would find on a Pisinka. And then you can go ahead and do the Ukrainian Pysanka lab with your students. I've already completed mine. And then 2 more fun pages. The last one, the students get to design their own Pysanka, and they explain the designs and the color choices. And then a fun little activity called Crack the Code. So you can grab this Pysanka package from my TPT shop. All right, now that all that housekeeping stuff is out of the way, let's get started. So the materials that you're going to need to make a Pysanka is an egg. You're going to need a stylus, or in Ukrainian it's called a kistka. Now this is more of a modern day version. You're going to need some wax because that's what you use to draw on your egg to make all the fancy designs. Of course, you'll need a candle. Lots of paper towels, especially when we go to the dye process. You'll need a spoon to take the egg in and out of the dye. And then here I have 4 dyes ready to go, and they are in traditional colors. So I have yellow, orange, scarlet or red, and black. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind when you are making traditional Pisinka is that you have to start from the lightest colors and then make your way towards the darkest. And you have to be careful about which colors you mix together. So if you put an egg in yellow and then you want to put it in blue afterwards, let's say, it's not going to come out blue. Yellow and blue make green. So that's very real in Ukrainian Pysanka. So you have to make sure that you go from the lightest color to the darkest color. If you are a beginner making a Pysanka, I highly recommend that you take a look at the symbols page so that you can decide on which kind of symbols you would like to include. I always like to include my lines or ribbons because lines and ribbons, they represent everlasting life. So I always like to include those, and I try to always include the sun symbol, the ancient sun symbol, in my Pisinka as well. Taking that inspiration, I'm just going to grab my egg and I'm going to get started. So here we go. Okay, so I'm just warming up my kiska in the candle, and now if it's warm enough, my wax should just glide. There we go. It glides nicely. Now it's going to bead. So it's going to bead right at the tip. So that's where my paper towel comes in. I can soak up that excess wax. And now I can draw my line. Okay, so I just finished using the wax and making my designs that I'm going to save in white. So everything right now that you see that's covered with wax, the wax is going to seal in the white color of this eggshell. So now I'm ready to put this egg in my yellow dye, which is the first dye that I'm going to use. So very carefully, I'm going to place it in the yellow dye. And for the best results, you're going to want to leave the egg in there for at least 5 minutes in order for the eggshell to really absorb the yellow color. All right, time to take the egg out. So very carefully, I'm going to slide it up. And now I'm going to wipe off all of the excess dye very carefully. I'm not going to squeeze the egg, I'm just going to dry it off. So now everything that's under the wax is going to stay white, and everything that I draw on my egg now is going to stay yellow. Now we're ready for orange. So if you look very closely at the Easter egg, you can already see this line is going to stay white and these lines are yellow. You can kind of see the color hiding under the wax. So now that I've dyed my egg in orange, everything that I'm going to be covering with wax is going to stay orange. Okay, so here is my red egg now. You can see the white lines. My wax came off because it was a cold egg, so it didn't seal properly. But there's my white lines, there are my yellow lines, and then these are harder to tell, but these are my orange lines. So now I'm going to add my last red design before we put it in the black color. We are ready to put my Pisinka into the final color, black. So here we go. All right, time to take it out of the final dye. Now, this black color is from last year, so I noticed that the color isn't as dark as I'd like it to be. But if I had made a fresh batch of black dye, then it would be pretty dark. But there you go. So let's dry it off. So already you can see the colors under the wax. And we haven't even melted the wax off yet. So there's my Pisinka with all of the different colors. And we're ready to melt the wax now. Okay, so the last step in making a Pisinka is to melt the wax off of the egg. There are different ways that you can do this. Some people put them in the oven at a very low temperature and it just melts right off. Some people will put it in some hot oil in a microwave. I like to do the traditional way, which is just using a candle. It takes a bit more time, but I like doing it because it kind of is a reveal. So I'm going to do a little bit for you. I'm going to hold my egg up to the flame and let the flame melt the wax off a little bit. And then when I see it start to drip, I'm going to wipe it. And then you can see the colors underneath. So let's keep going. And here is the finished Pisinka with all of the wax melted off. So see if I can get a close-up shot. Thank you so much for joining me as I created my traditional Ukrainian Pysanka with traditional materials, colors, and symbols. A friendly reminder that if you wanted to grab my Ukrainian Pysanka booklet, this is a little mini lesson and it talks about all the traditional colors and symbols and it gives kids a chance to create their own Pysanka as well. You can grab that in my TPT shop. The link is down below in the description. But here I have some exciting news. I am giving away a personal set of traditional Ukrainian Pysanka materials. So what you are getting is 4 of the colors that I used today. So yellow, orange, red, and black. You'll be getting those dyes. You are going to be getting a bundle of beeswax to use as well, and 2 traditional styluses to use in your home or your classrooms. Now, the way that you enter the contest is by commenting on this video. You can comment anything that you like, let me know what grade you teach, let me know where you're from, let me know if you've made a Pisinka before. Yeah, just comment down below and I'm going to pick a comment. I'm going to pick a winner from the comments. The contest is open now and it'll close at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Sunday, April 17th, which is Easter. So you have a little over a week to get your comments in. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can stay tuned for any future episodes that I'll have coming out on this channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and I will see you in the next video.